So just want to give you all a broad overview of kind of how things are going to be working as we work our way through our next unit of instruction. So we're going to be looking at John Green's Looking for Alaska, and he's this guy, right? And you might know him for some of his other novels like The Fault in Our Stars, An Abundance of Catherines, Paper Towns. He's also a big YouTuber, so he does like Mental Floss, Crash Course. His brother's name is Hank Green. He also hosts some prominent YouTube channels, and a lot of his books have been made into movies and television shows. So, real popular guy. Looking for Alaska is one of his lesser known works. It was made into a series on Hulu. I have not watched it, so I can't speak to its quality. If any of you guys have, shoot me a message. Let me know if it's any good. But so, Looking for Alaska, it's a book that is kind of embattled in a little bit of conflict. It's a good book, and there's lots of literary merit to it, and there's lots of themes and symbols and things like that, but it has not been without its controversy. So, the book's been banned a bunch of times in different school districts for a bunch of different reasons, and book bans actually aren't all that uncommon for books that you are really familiar with. Harry Potter is another one that's been banned quite a bit, just as an example. Okay, so as we're kind of starting this, there's a couple of things that I want you to think about, and that is, under what circumstances do you think we should ban books? This book is about a middle school-ish kind of reading level, so it's not super difficult, but it does have some mature themes, things like homelessness, things like relationships, things like strained friendships, cliques, relationships with parents, those kind of things. And I think you guys will really get something out of it if you give it a chance. So that's kind of just like a broad overview. But for this week, these three things you are already going to know how to do. What I want to talk about is this Looking for Alaska folder. So if we click that, we're going to have all of these different resources here for Looking for Alaska. And so here's a letter. The first thing here is a letter from me outlining why this book has been challenged and why I think this book should be taught, okay? And why I think you guys will really enjoy it. And so just take a brief moment, read over this, share it with your folks, and let me know if they have any questions. This video that's here is John Green himself discussing various challenges to Looking for Alaska and bans that have faced the book. And again, I'm not saying this book is not like banned everywhere in the United States. It has just been banned in a couple of school districts, by one or two very vocal parent groups, or school administrators, that kind of stuff. But again, if you're interested in the information about why the book has been banned, these are two resources here. And I think it's just interesting to talk about the banning of books altogether. So we're gonna do something with book banning as part of this unit, but I don't want to spoil too much of that right now. This folder has the ebook and the audiobook in it. The audiobook that I gave you for Of Mice and Men is broken up into chapters. This one is not. So what you are going to have to do here is basically you're going to have to keep track of your own time. Okay. So when you click on it, it'll load up here and it'll start to play.
Looking for Alaska.
And it's playing.
By John
Okay.
Green.
But you are going to have to figure out where to start and stop it. So follow along, read along with the audiobook if you feel like you need the audiobook. Truthfully, it's such an easy read. It will take you longer to listen to it than it would to just read it. But if you're interested in reading it, just get a piece of notebook paper and write down your start and your stop times where you begin and stop listening to it, because I'm not going to have it divided by chapter for you. So that's going to be a thing that you're going to have to do. Okay. And then this is the ebook. And the ebook is a teeny tiny font when you look at it in the view that Schoology gives you. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is click this little full screen button right here. Okay. And this is going to make it big enough for you to be able to see it. And you're just gonna read here. You're gonna notice too that the chapters are divided up into periods of time. So chapter would be like 136 days before. So one of the things that you need to think about as you read this is, what does that mean? What does before mean? Before what? So if we go back to our folder here, you're gonna have your quiz, and it's gonna be on pages 6 through 12. Okay, and that's going to be the first section that we read and the first quiz that you take. And they're going to be short quizzes, relatively short quizzes, just like of Mice and Men. So you guys have this routine down by now. So just travel to page 5 and page 6. So this is where you're going to start reading right here. Okay, and we're going to have video reviews at the end of each chapter, just like we did for Mice and Men, for extra information if you want it. The quiz is here. And then this is a discussion post that's here. And the main character in the story, his name is Miles, and he is obsessed with last words. And so I'm going to ask you to try to think about what you would like your last words to be, if you could choose them. And that will make more sense to you. That activity will make more sense to you after you read the book, and after you read that first section of the book. So I look forward to discussing this with you guys. I hope that we are in person to discuss it, those of you who come to school. You virtual guys, feel free to pop in on some of the video meetings when they are offered, and I'd like to talk with you about the book as well. So if you need anything, please contact me in any of the ways where I have posted at the front of the website. So, all right, y'all. Hope you're well, and I look forward to talking to you soon.